I'm here with Lucas Gwaltney. Lucas, just for the fans out there, tell everybody your record and where you fight out of. And
I'm 21, 16, and 3. I fight out of Ottawa MMA and Steve Berger's Berger MMA.
Okay, so I know you had a big fight scheduled. For reasons that it got scratched. Does that motivate you, or is that a letdown that you're not going to face your regular opponent now that they got somebody else to take his place?
Yes, sir. I was supposed to fight Kyle Kurtz for the 170-pound vacant welterweight Fight Hard MMA title. I'm still doing so. Just now it's going to be against Scott, the General Futrell, and I'm okay with it. Kyle, different style a little bit. Scott, a different style, but he's fresh off suspension. I know he's trained and ready to fight. I've trained. I'm ready to fight, and me and Scott are going to go out there and still put on a great show for the fans. And either way, I'm game.
You know you can't go in there and take this fight lightly. But
absolutely not. No, Scott's
you got 40+ fights. You fought
yes,
the likes of Michael Johnson, Pat Kieran. You got a big win over Adam Sella.
Adam Sella, yes, sir.
I mean, you fought some beasts, and you're only 30 years old.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's a lot of fights. So, where do you see yourself in a year or a year and a half?
The ultimate dream is the UFC. Everybody's like, hey, you're going to be a world title holder. No, would it be great? Absolutely. But my way of explaining it, the NBA is full of stacked people, and that white guy that's sitting on the bench that never plays a second in his life, that guy's extremely good. He made it to the NBA. That guy's good. I want to be that guy in the UFC, if I can make it. And I've beaten guys from the UFC like Adam Sella. I've fought a lot of guys from the UFC, just not in the UFC. I'm not from a big gym. Burgers has a good name, and Ottawa MMA has a good name, but we're not a global gym out there, and I'm beating these big gym guys, so I'm looking to get to the UFC and win some money for my kids.
I mean, you always put on great performances. You don't back down from fights. You fight the toughest opponents out there. How do you see this fight going tomorrow night?
I see Scott coming to fight, myself coming to fight. We're going to put on a show for the fans. Of course, I want to say, hey, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to knock this guy out in the first round, but I know he goes home, he's saying the same exact thing, so I feel God's on my side, and it's my time to shine. I'm taking a professional title home. I got 2 girls at home, and I got a newborn son going to be born next month, and I think it'd be a pretty cool story if I could say, hey, your dad was a professional champion of MMA when you were born, son. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it everything I got.
That's awesome. That's it. So, what's next for Lucas? I mean,
one step at a time. Next is tomorrow night. I'm going to fight. Hopefully, I get the W. Next after that, even though I don't want to look past it, next is my son being born. After that, I'll spend time with my son, still train the best I can, and we'll take one fight at a time, champion or not.
I know they got the RFA coming back to St. Louis
yes.
pretty soon. Is there works that try to get on that card? Or?
Yeah, I'd like to be on the RFA. I've kind of been offered the RFA. It didn't happen. I've been offered Bellator a few times. I've turned Bellator fights down. I'm not like a lot of these guys now, just jumping dead at the opportunity. I fought my guys. I fought Adam Sella. I fought Michael Johnson. I fought Abel Trujillo, Pat Kieran. I fought all these guys. I've won some, I've lost some, but my record shows a little bit. So I'm trying to, at 30 years old, I'm trying to be a little smarter, a little wiser now. Not fight easy guys. Scott Futrell's not an easy guy, but smarter fights. When I'm ready, I'm ready. And Bellator, RFA, UFC, that's the ultimate goal. Absolutely.
There you go. So I'm just curious, what would you tell fighters that go in being the pro level too early? What advice would you give an amateur fight that wants to go to pro?
Yeah, too early. That's me, guys. When I was fighting, there was no pro amateur. There was, but there wasn't. I fought Dustin Severs, and I knocked him out in like 23 seconds in Springfield, Illinois. And I fought a second fight the same exact night against my original opponent. I went 4-0. I came down to St. Louis, and I lost to Dustin Severs, and that's what actually hooked me on the sport. But that was a pro fight, and now I'm fighting all these tough guys, and that's great. But take your time, guys. The world's not going to run past you. Like, get your amateur fights. I'd say at least 10 amateur fights. I took 4, and I say at least take 10 amateur fights with a winning record. From there, your time will come, guys. Don't do it for this money. Everybody's like, hey, $100, $500, thousands of dollars. Forget the money. Chase your dream, but take everything slow. You train hard. You'll get your good fights. You'll become pro. You'll make it to that next level. Just take your time. Don't be the guy that just jumps in there for a paycheck and now you're not where you want to be.
You just got to get to where you can learn as much as you can and not get over anxious about jumping up and just learn all you can. And that's what a lot of these guys need to do. I mean, I see a lot of them going pros early. It don't work out very good for them. Some of them, you know, but.
Yeah, these promoters, they're great guys. They're putting on these great shows and they're giving these fighters opportunities, but these promoters are promoters. These promoters will tempt you with this little bit of money. They'll tempt you with these nice hotels. They'll tempt you with, hey, you're going to fight in front of thousands of people. You'll get there, guys. You'll get there. Just take your time.
Just be patient.
Be patient, that's correct.
So, you got about tomorrow your main event,
Yes,
Fight
sir.
Hard MMA. Folks don't want to miss this. This card is stacked. Lucas, you got any shout outs, any thank yous, anything you want to add? You just go right ahead, take all the time you want.
Absolutely. Oh man, all my guys in Pontiac at Joe Richards' gym, Aaron, Chris Leopold, all the guys back, Jeff Snyder's, everybody at Ottawa MMA, Danny Rodriguez. I want you to tear it up in Russia when you go out there for the Worlds. Steve Berger, you're my mentor, man. You're my idol. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Everybody at Berger's MMA. My kids, Isabel, Lily Gwaltney, my future son. Next month, Tyson Lee Gwaltney. Your dad's champion after tomorrow night.
Hey, congratulations on the boy coming.
Thank you.
And man, I can't wait to see you perform tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas. Appreciate it.
Thank you.